Hey guys, welcome back to Lights Out with Ish and Eve. I'm Ish and this is Eve, and this week we are back and talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning to watch the race, and
I went to bed at 2 a.m. because of the race.
It was amazing. Hearing the Australian national anthem.
I literally filmed it, sent it to my family. I was like, Australians. I was like, yes!
You know, the Aussie anthem is kind of a banger.
It just makes me feel patriotic.
Yeah, it's really
I'm not
like...
a patriotic person, but
No.
hearing the Australian anthem, when Oscar Piastri is standing on the top step of the podium, brought out my inner... Yeah, it was good.
Kind of gutted I had to go to work today. Should have been a public holiday.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
It was on the news though. My mum found out.
So did my mum.
Before. Because my mum... This is really funny because mum's going to watch this. She was on a walk this morning in her neighbourhood, as she does.
Yes.
And she ran into one of our neighbours. She's like, I was having a really long chat with him, catching up, whatever. And so they were talking about, their kids, everything. Like, it was a full chat.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that her daughter did an F1 podcast.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, I heard that the young Aussie won this morning. And my mum was like, what?
Spoilies.
And then he told her like a little bit of the like kind of scenario of what happened. And so when I was like, Mum, Oscar won, and she was like, I can't believe he had to win in that way. I was like, what? Yeah, how do you know this? I was like, have you been up at 2 a.m. watching the race?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I know, my mum called me afterwards. She was like, I heard that the Australian one. I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's a whole story.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it.
Yeah, we will absolutely get there.
Anyways, so Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
Hungary was the, Gossip Girl, Succession, Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah. Love Island.
Of races, quite
It's Love
frankly.
Island because Nico Rosberg was there.
So true. He bought the drama.
He always does. Oh my God, he's so funny.
It was so dramatic. But for the racing was good,
Yeah.
but the drama was peak.
Yeah, next level.
It was a vibe. I loved it.
Shall we chronologicalize?
I think we should chronologicalize.
I'm aware that's not a word. I'm not illiterate. FP1.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie Behrman back in the car.
True.
I didn't know that was happening. I just was looking at things and it was like
Yeah.
BEA. I was like, hello.
Oh, he's back.
I was like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll probably see a fair amount of him.
Yeah, I think the last time he was in the car, he said that he would do a few sessions for the rest of the
It makes
year.
sense for Haas to put him in the car as many times as possible.
Yeah, for
before
real.
he joins for real.
You gotta get used to that.
Yeah.
But there are a few fun things that happen throughout the practice sessions.
Should we quickly mention the little contract update?
Oh,
silly
yeah.
season update that Kevin Magnussen will be departing Haas.
No one's shocked.
No. But I feel like we just have to say.
True. I thought that meme was so funny of Steak have the
Opportunity to
do
do something really funny, yeah.
Having them be teammates again.
But and the thing is, Kevin Magnussen liked that post. Did you see that? Because I saw that meme and I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And then I saw that meme again and on a swipe on TikTok and I had zoomed in. It was liked by Kevin Magnussen and I was like,
That's so funny.
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, but Bottas to Williams, Zhou to home, and
True.
I agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be funny.
It would be funny.
I would love that.
I would also love that. I think and also all the memes of K-Mag, now that he's out of the contract and just
How many penalty
absolutely,
points is he going to get? Yeah.
He's got free reign to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that
I
is
thought that was so
crazy.
funny.
But
yes. So the practice sessions. FP1, Zhou got P5.
Yeah.
Out of
I know,
nowhere.
and there was a lot of talk in the commentary about the Sauber actually doing well.
Yeah, well,
And-
last year Zhou qualified really well.
Yeah, and
So-
got points in the race, I think. I
remember.
wasn't watching, so I don't know.
True,
But-
I don't remember. But that was a thing that happened. And also, this sets up a whole storyline for this whole weekend. But Danny Rick being a 10th off Perez's time while on the medium tyres in FP1 was very funny.
I didn't notice that. Very interesting. Obviously, Oscar had an issue in FP1
Yes.
out the gate. I was like, good
Yes.
start. Clearly, they fixed it.
Yeah, that was fine.
Everyone was kind of struggling a little.
Yeah.
FP1.
Yeah.
There was a lot of figuring
Things
shit out going on.
But that's what it's there for.
Yeah, exactly.
But then in FP2, Perez and Zhou having that like near miss. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was a little crazy.
That was crazy. I was like, oh, that could have been bad.
That was crazy. Like, that could have been much worse. And that actually would have made me feel very bad for Perez because he's been going through it. We rip on him every single week.
We do.
And
we will
reason.
continue to do so.
We will. But, like, he nearly got absolute... That would have been bad too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Zhou being like, he was in the way. Was he?
I know.
I don't know that he really was that much in the way. Where was he else meant to be?
Yeah,
that wasn't
I think Zhou
grammatically
just sort of like lost control of the car trying to like steer around him, but then like
it was his
ended up
error.
spinning and then... But yeah, it would have sucked for Perez if that had taken him out.
Because it nearly did.
Yeah, because it like absolutely wasn't his fault.
No. He would have just been an absolute bystander if he did get taken out. So I'm glad for him that that didn't happen because that's the last thing he would have needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Charles.
Bro, I can't. I didn't even watch FP2 live. I just like saw afterwards and I was like...
I thought it was really funny. You may not have seen this because you just watched like afterwards.
Yeah.
But the actual live broadcast, when they were showing, I don't even know who it was, someone like just going around on the track.
Yeah.
And when it cut to Charles, it cut to him mid-crash. So it was literally like cut to his onboard of him like in the wall, like bouncing around. It was like, whoa!
Yeah.
It wasn't just like beached on the side of the road. Often, you know, when there's a crash.
Yes,
and
they don't catch it until
it was like midway through. Like, it was so funny. I was like,
God.
oh.
This has been a turn in events.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was not prepared. Because it's like, when you see it normally, it cuts to the car already stopped. And you're like, oh, they crashed. What happened? But we saw live in action, which is good. We never do that. We never get to see.
No.
Because how do they know? Like, obviously, they...
Totally. It's just luck whether or not they're broadcasting the person at the time. But, like... Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Someone was like,
they were on it.
Yeah. That was crazy, though. Something I found really funny is on his radio... Did you hear what he said?
No.
He goes, I touched the wall.
Oh, no, I did hear that.
Babe, you fucking hit it hard. You didn't touch...
You are in the wall. Inside of it. You and the wall have become one.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, you touched the wall might be understatement of the century.
For real.
I'm like, your car is ruined.
That was like Perez in... I think it was in Silverstone when he got beached in the gravel and he was like, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. But then Yuki said the same thing when he also got beached. He was like, I'm stuck.
I'm stuck. True.
Hi, Queen.
We're both just looking at Evie's little rabbit right now.
He's coming over.
Hopping around.
He's going to pop up, I think.
True.
Maybe.
Little feature. Little Craig feature.
Yeah.
I don't have any notes for FP3. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there.
No, it was a McLaren masterclass, really.
Yeah.
They really did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically the whole weekend.
True.
Apart from, they topped every session bar FP1.
Yeah. When Ferrari gave me a little bit of hope.
And
so I guess...
RB kind of slayed in FP3. That's the only notes that I had.
True. So then I guess on to quali.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I was so stressed about Charles at the start of Q1 because the rain was starting to come down and he was in the bottom 5 and like I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, I had like one eye on him. I was like,
I know, I was a little bit panicked. Also in Q1, Danny Rick going P1.
Right? I was so nervous because obviously with the whole debate around his seat,
yes,
whether he's staying there, leaving for good or being promoted.
I know. So then just the absolute cinema of Perez
dropping it,
absolutely binning it, and then Danny Rick
going P1.
Yeah. Was just...
I was also like, Danny Rick, wrong time for that lap.
I know.
That's a Q3 lap from you.
I know.
But no, I'm so glad because he was in the bottom 5 too, and I was
Yeah.
like, no.
But it was so good. Honestly, the cheer that went off in our household.
Yeah, I can imagine.
When he set that lap time, it was like he just won the Grand Prix. Like, we were so excited.
I can imagine.
And the cameraman, like, cutting to Christian Horner again.
Yeah.
And I think there was even, like, a little Danny Rick button on his, like, display or whatever. And it, like, I don't think I made this up, but it, like, the cameraman, like, zoomed in on the button and then, like, panned out to Christian Horner's face. And I was like,
for what reason does Christian Horner have Daniel Ricciardo on speed dial during a session? Why? He doesn't drive for you. Indirectly he does, but does he have Yuki? I've never heard him talk to Yuki.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining that. I don't think I am, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
That's really funny.
Either way, I love the F1 camera team. They're just...
They know the drama.
They do.
And they've been doing that.
Yeah.
Perez in the wall.
Yep.
Again.
Like, bro.
It was going well until then, though.
It was.
He was up in P9.
Yeah. But, like...
Again.
Like, there's, like, nothing else to say about it.
No. That's it. Like...
I think the fact that he had a reasonable race has maybe saved him from a mid-season cut.
I think it's heavy on what happens next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
he has got
these 2 weeks are like make or break, because if they did make a change, you'd feel like it would be summer break.
It would absolutely be summer break. Yeah. And I think Red Bull are known for their summer break. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's got to nail it in Spa, or he is
Spa too, not an easy one to nail.
Honestly.
Anyways, George.
Yeah.
Poor George.
Mercedes really fumbled the bag.
They did.
And it was like a weird... Like, you wouldn't expect that from Mercedes.
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
You'd expect that from Ferrari.
Yes.
That's a Ferrari move. Who else has been taking notes from Ferrari? McLaren? Honestly. Mercedes?
Bro, it's infectious at this point.
Yeah, it's like COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, that was... I felt so bad.
And he obviously was like, yeah, it's a mixture between my fault and...
Yeah.
To be fair, he didn't put in a great lap time.
Yeah, he was like, I, like, put myself in the position where I was vulnerable.
And then Mercedes messed it up.
Yeah.
So, bit of a womp-womp.
Yeah. I think just the thing is, like, in a session like that, where it's constantly changing conditions and the track is constantly evolving, you just have to be running laps. Like, you can't...
You don't have the luxury of, like, waiting and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
And, like, you just go out when you would normally, like, just go.
So just not putting enough fuel in the car just seems like such a fundamental mistake.
Yeah.
Fumbled.
Oops. Williams did okay.
Yeah.
In qualifying.
Yeah.
Good for them.
What did they come again?
I don't remember, but...
Let me have a look.
I had it written down.
True. They qualified. Oh, Logan was in P13 and P14.
Yeah.
For Alex and yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Also good from RB.
Like, having both RBs in Q3.
It's good.
Was very good. Mm-hmm.
Especially after them being, like, not so... Like, they did well, and then they dropped back down, and then now it seems like they're coming back up.
Yeah.
And I hope that they continue to come back up.
No, me too.
I want Danny Rick to have a seat somewhere.
Please.
Somewhere, please.
I know. And that's the whole thing, like, with this whole weekend, like, comparing Danny Rick and Perez has been interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think he is a solid contender for that Red Bull seat.
Definitely. And as soon as Helmut Marko said that, he was like, right.
Yeah,
he, like,
for real.
He really, like, did that. But then what happened was Max was just straight up not fast enough.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to it.
No.
Apart from Max just genuinely on, like, not an impeded lap, not any, like, wasn't affected by the red flag, which we'll get there. But, like, he just wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Pure pace.
Yep.
Out-qualified Max. Both McLarens did.
Yeah. I think the McLaren is undoubtedly the fastest car.
Definitely. And just seeing it in qualifying and then to have the race back it up.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've seen it be close in qualifying, but Max still mostly eclipsing them there.
Yeah.
And in the race also it being close. I feel like they were kind of level, but this weekend it really was much better.
Yeah.
Yay.
We love that.
We do.
I know. But yeah, Max was like, it was just so like weird him getting out of the car. I mean, obviously he was just like, I can't set a better lap time, so there's no point.
But it's weird that he wouldn't even try.
Yeah, because
I really just didn't expect him to not even try.
No.
Because you never know. Like,
I know.
And the track's like...
Oh yeah, it was just like very out of character for him. Like, he's
For him to just
normally
give up.
so competitive and so like, I will do whatever it takes, da 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 da.
Yeah, for him to just be like, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Really, really odd.
Yeah.
Like, I expected him to be trying to time it to be the like, everything like that, but I don't know.
Bizarre.
And then obviously Yuki had a rather large oopsie daisy.
He did. He got airborne. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It was crazy, the
Bestie
onboard.
flew.
I know. It was a bit scary.
Yeah.
And then they like, because I think he went over the like AstroTurf or whatever, and that like made the like slide worse or something like that. And then they like took that bit of grass out.
Yeah.
For the race to make sure
like,
that did not happen again.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Yeah. But that was a crazy red flag. And did you see Oscar's team radio when they were waiting? Yeah. His engineer just like, that was so funny. For anyone that didn't see, Oscar was it both the McLarens?
Yeah.
Like 1 and 2 in the pit lane to come back out post red flag.
Yeah.
And Oscar's engineer, he's on the radio saying, okay, so we've got an RB behind. I think it's Ricardo, but it might be Sonoda. I'm not sure. Like, I'll let you know when I find out.
Yeah.
And Oscar's gone, that would be Ricardo. I think Yuki's missing a few wheels.
So sassy.
But just so Oscar.
I know. Did you also see I think I sent it to you, the video of his interview, I think on like the press day.
This is in my meme of the week.
Yeah.
This is in my meme of the week.
It was like, well, the Red Bulls are fast. Well, Max is
and
fast.
Perez is there. He's in an interview with like a bunch of drivers on media day, and he's like, like we expect to be good. We expect to be up there. Obviously, we expect Red Bull to be quick. Well, we expect Max to be quick. And he obviously didn't mean to like rip Perez, but like he was like if he had just said we expect to be competing with Max, no problem. But the fact that he corrected himself,
so funny,
and like he's right,
totally.
But it was just so funny. And Perez's face just dropped. He was like, it's like that OG meme of Perez like years ago where he's like, I forget what, it was something to do with Bottas at that point in time. But
so funny.
Yeah.
But also McLaren on their team radio, which I thought wasn't as cool on McLaren's part, was when they were telling Oscar to when they were telling Oscar to not excessively impede like the cars behind him in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Which was clearly basically being like, don't go straight away. Take your time, but don't push it. Which is just like, it just feels a bit unsporting.
It's a little unnecessary.
You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to say don't excessively impede.
Yeah. And then the camera's on Oscar at that point in time, and he was like, did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It's really funny, because he's got his visor up.
Yeah.
And they say that, and there was like, someone posted it and was like, the eyes say everything.
Oh.
But he was literally there, and he was like...
Yeah. It just felt a little bit like unsporting. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
But... either way, it was a great quali. I think the highlight was definitely Danny Rick going P1, personally. That was fun. I mean... wish it could have happened in Q3.
I was going to say.
Anyway. So then we got onto the race. Where should we start?
Well, first of all, something that was an overarching theme, which Nico Rosberg made a comment about before the race, was that he's not a fan of Max being up until 3 a.m. sim racing.
Bro, Crofty needed to shut up about that.
It was so annoying.
Like, it was like he was treating him like he was a child.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. He's an adult.
He's won more world championships than you.
Yeah, literally.
And he's gonna win more, probably.
Yeah, like that's what he does.
And he's always done that. And I'm sure he's adult enough to know.
Yeah.
And he does it all the time.
Yeah.
He's adult enough to fucking know that if it impacted his performance on the track, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He's not like sitting there being like, oh, you know, and if fucking Lando Norris might have been up till 3 a.m. You don't know.
I know. It was just so, like, the fact that he kept saying, oh, he was up so late. Maybe he just needed to go to bed a bit earlier.
He's like, that over the radio sounds like someone that needs more sleep.
Yeah. And I was like, of course he's frustrated. Like, why wouldn't he be? The race is not going how he wants it to.
That's just how Max is when he gets in those situations.
Yeah. Ted Kravitz even, like, jumped in at one point and was like, in his defense, like, he's won races after, like, you know, having done the 24-hour, like, you know, sim racing. Like,
yeah, and that's when Nico was like, well, maybe it was fine when you're winning everything when your car is the best, but maybe less so now. But Crofty just took it and ran with it.
I know, I was like, dude.
And I was like, he's actually just having a bad race.
Yeah.
And like, that's how he is.
I know. And also, like, the adrenaline would be pumping through your system so hard when you're in an F1 car that even if you had literally been up all night, I think you would still be fine.
Yeah, you'd just be exhausted after. Like, yeah, I didn't like that. It was an overarching
that was not the vibe. But the race start, terrible for Lando. We'll start
It happens every time.
I know.
Lando always loses places off the start.
Yeah.
It's ruined his race.
I know.
Multiple times.
I know.
Part of, like, these races that he could have won, every time he loses places off the start.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like, Oscar won it from the start because he got through and then
got himself in
the
favoured position by the team, which is fair enough. We'll get there. But that aspect of, like, getting first service as the person running ahead out of the two cars, that's standard. And Oscar got himself in that position. Yeah. Pretty good move too.
Totally.
But then everything went downhill from Max then.
Yes.
Because he was initially pissed off that he had to give the place back.
Yes.
But I think the commentators got that right, that he couldn't see that Lando had no space.
Yeah, totally.
And I think had Lando had more space, maybe it would have been a penalty and he wouldn't have, or like, not a penalty, but like wouldn't have had to give the place back.
Yeah, it just would have been like a lap one incident type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think, like, he was offside from then, really, Max.
Yes, he was not in a good mood.
No.
But there were just, on the topic of Max, he was just, all the team radios, first of all, throughout the race.
Wild.
Were insane. But Max with GP was just so funny.
Like, you guys are literally, like, I don't know if you're father and son, married
literally,
couple.
Like, old married couple.
Like, it's so funny.
But it's great because, like,
GP matches him. Yes. And, like, I love it.
Totally. And, like, I think they need, like, Max would, I think, need someone like that just is, like, straight shooter, not gonna, like, you know, hold their punches, like, just gonna tell you how it is. And like,
not
serve
budge
it back
from
to
what
you.
They're saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, he was so sassy. I think there was, like, one line where he was like, oh, so I guess, you know, you can just drive people off the road then. Like, and GP was like, calling him childish on the radio was a bit much, but I was like, oh.
But he was being, and like, we didn't hear all of it. And like,
no.
I don't know if childish was the word, but he was being very intense.
Yes.
Like, every radio message from Max had like 6 beeps out. And I was like, oh my God.
I know. But again, I kind of love it. I love seeing Max in this super competitive, like, a bit aggressive. Back. Yeah, because it's just so entertaining to watch.
I know. I didn't like it last time because he took Lando out of the race. Now that he's not doing that, I like it.
True. So, and then, obviously, the Max and Lewis collision.
But they were battling beforehand.
They were. And that battle was great. That was so great to watch.
I was like having flashbacks.
Yeah.
I was like, what year is it? Not that I was watching, but.
But, that collision. I thought Max was out of the race.
Me too.
Because
I'm so shocked he wasn't. That was a big ride.
I know, because, like, the damage to your car from a collision like that. Like, I think at the end of the race, GP was like, the medics need to check you out from that.
Because it was like, when you go into the air, like, at that speed, the landing on, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Glad I don't have to do that. But also, I'm glad that he didn't get taken out because red flag or yellow flag.
Yes.
Safety car.
totally would have
Could have
completely
fucked it for
altered.
McLaren.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, obviously I'm glad they got the 1-2.
Yes, let's talk about McLaren.
Let's talk about McLaren. So I am a McLaren fan. Never in my wildest dreams did I think Oscar's first race win and a McLaren 1-2 would make me, like, upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, this is all I fucking hoped for this whole weekend. Because, side story, my AFL team lost so bad on Saturday. I nearly threw myself out a window. It was so bad. And I was like, all I need, this is pre-qualifying, for anyone that may not be in Australian times.
True.
Qualifying's at midnight on Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, all I need to make myself, I'm a geezer now, feel better, is a McLaren 1-2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got it too. I sent a message to my parents. I was like, I wish for a McLaren 1-2, and I got it in the qualifying.
We manifested.
And I was like, yes, 1-2 start. The only thing that could possibly go wrong is if they fuck it up and, you know, they don't finish 1-2.
Yeah.
They fucked it up and still finished 1-2.
It's so bizarre. I know.
The 1-2 is the only, like, resolving factor here.
Yeah.
But also if they weren't 1-2, the whole debate wouldn't have been so big. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
It's so, okay. McLaren fucked up the strategy with Lando. In the sense, I think, in the sense of, like, and maybe this is just with the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
But I don't think they needed to pit Lando before Oscar to cover off Lewis because I think he was too far behind. I don't think it was actually going to ever be a problem. And they were obviously playing it safe to make sure that they got their 1-2.
Which I understand. I understand trying to protect the 1-2.
Yes.
And I agree with you that they didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But speaking, like, in the actual time, obviously I understand that they want to play it safe.
Yeah.
But you have the faster car, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Service your driver that's running first. You have to still give him priority.
Yeah.
Like, you've got the faster car. You're faster than Lewis.
Yeah.
Beat him on the track if you have to.
Well, that's the thing. Even if the gap closes, like...
Trust Lando.
Yeah.
Trust your car. Trust your driver. And, like...
Yeah.
Because they put Lando in the most horrible position.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really feel for him. And I've seen so much, like, hate. He's the villain now because of it. And it's just... It's so unfair.
I know.
Because they both deserve to win the race today.
Totally. So my maybe controversial opinion, and I'm not, like, super strong on this, but if I had to pick 51-49, I don't think Lando should have had to give the place back.
Yeah, it's
and I say that as an Aussie who loved seeing Oscar Piastri win.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Lando had to give up a race win because McLaren
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Surely at that point in time, you just have to be like, we made a mistake, we'll let it run out and we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Like, let the race run its course.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Lando would have had thoughts about not giving the place back. 100%. Totally. And the commentators were like, if he's mature, if he's grown up, then he won't give the place back. I'm like, no, I think it's the opposite. Because I understand that, yes, you do have to stand up for yourself, you do have to be selfish as an F1 driver. But if he hadn't given the place back, that kind of thing can ruin your team relationship, ruin your driver relationship. You might become Alpine, fighting each other and ruining each other's races. At the front of and like, that's no good for anyone. But now Lando's also set the bar. He's set the precedent, absolutely, for the team. And said, look, Oscar, I gave you the place. If we're in roles reversed, I expect you to do the same.
Absolutely.
And I think that is good. I just think the fact that McLaren put him in that position is so horrible. I also wonder whether Lando had given the place back earlier. He could have just overtaken Oscar.
Totally. I know.
Because he was making a point that...
Of course.
And fair.
Yeah, like, he's not going to catch me. So, like...
And at the start, I understand why he didn't let him pass immediately, because they could have lost time to Max and Lewis.
Absolutely.
But there was, like, 10 laps when Lewis was like 15 laps. 15, not laps. 15 seconds behind, where they absolutely could have done the swap then. Like, I understand at the very start being like, don't swap it now because we might lose time and put ourselves under pressure.
Yeah.
But I think, like, surely Lando could have just given the place back and then just overtaken Oscar on the track.
Yeah, totally. I know, because at the end of the day, Oscar wasn't catching him
No.
at all.
No way.
He was losing time.
He was losing time.
So if he'd given himself enough laps, he could have potentially caught him.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, it was just bizarre. And the other reason I say, like, I don't think Lando should have given the place back is because if we get to Abu Dhabi and he loses by 7 points.
Oh my God.
I
can't cope with that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do it.
But, like,
I get you though.
Yeah. That would be
I hadn't even
awful.
thought of that.
And, like, look, that's obviously, like, so unlikely to happen.
Like,
that if he does
but it's
lose
so
the world
would.
championship, it's only by 7. But it could.
And it
happen.
fucking would too.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding? Orlando, you kidding?
But that's what I mean is, like, as McLaren, I just think, like, are you trying too hard to be the nice team that does the fair thing when realistically
want to win a world championship?
Yeah, you've got one driver with a shot at winning the world championship, a genuine shot at winning the world championship. I know it feels like he's so far behind still at this point, but the way that it's going, he could very easily catch Max.
Yeah, and I know that he did gain on Max, obviously, because Max finished 5th, but he could have gained by 7 more points. And I just hate it. Like, it's so bittersweet as an Australian.
Totally.
Because now Oscar's first win isn't Oscar's first win.
No.
It's that time Lando gave Oscar his first win.
Yeah.
And it's not about him just winning the race. And obviously we all know Oscar Piastri is a phenomenal driver. That kid is going to go on and win multiple races, world championships, the whole shebang. He's the real deal.
Yeah.
But for him to get his first win
I know.
in that way is so upsetting.
I know.
And, like, as a McLaren fan, I genuinely, when this was all happening, I was like, I don't care who wins the race.
Totally.
I'd be so happy with a McLaren 1-2 either way.
Either way, yeah.
But that whole
The way it played out was just awful.
Yeah, that whole thing was just
I know.
so awful. And, like, the gaslighting on the team radio.
The, like, the, like, tugging on the
Blackmail.
heartstrings. Yeah. That was really poor by McLaren.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, you have to have enough faith in your driver that when you just tell them this is what needs to happen, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
The fact that they were, like, every, like, 2 laps were, like,
Slow down.
they were, like, slow down on this corner and this corner and this corner and this corner.
Yeah.
And then, like,
They just-
remember our, you know, Sunday
Sunday
morning meetings and, you know, like, do the right thing. Do the right thing? Are you serious?
Yeah, you need a team to win a world championship. You need us. Like, like they're gonna fucking ditch him if he doesn't. Like, they're not gonna ditch him.
No, but just, like, you need
us
the
on
support
side,
of the
and
team.
you need Oscar.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just so, like, yeah, I didn't like that at all.
no, neither. And, like, because it's just so hard. Obviously, they're freaking out because they don't think he's gonna give the place back.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if he didn't give the place back,
And there have been many a world champion
who hasn't
that
given the place
did not
back?
give the place back.
I
that
know,
ignored team
and that's what,
orders.
like, kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I'm like, are you too nice, Lando?
I know.
And, like, him, oh my God, like, after the race,
I
just
know.
having to, like, play the good guy card.
Yeah.
And, like, there were times, because obviously he was the first one to the car, to Oscar.
that was so sweet
I
that
was
he
like,
did that.
oh my God.
Because I'm sure there'll be other drivers who
Oh
would just
my
be
God,
like, I'm out of there.
absolutely. A lot of them,
Yeah,
actually.
like, screw this.
And
I'm
there's so
done.
many drivers, I was explaining this to my mum as well, there's so many drivers that there's no way in hell they would have given that place back.
No, Max wouldn't have.
No.
Ain't no way. Even, like, Charles and
Charles and Carlos, that would be
yeah,
dicey.
It would be dicey.
I feel like that would be...
I think they'd do it, but it may be, like, the same thing.
I think it would be kind of similar, a little worse.
Yeah.
If you're looking at people like Aston Martin, no shot either of them are giving the place back. You're looking at RB, they probably wouldn't give the place back.
No.
If you're looking at Alpine,
Yeah,
no
ain't
shot.
no way.
I mean, these teams that are never going to be in that situation, but, like,
Yeah.
Mercedes,
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like it would depend on context a lot.
Yeah. Lewis probably wouldn't.
No.
And he hasn't.
He
in
might
the
these
past.
days.
Yeah, these days he might.
But if that was like peak Lewis,
Yeah. No.
he let Bottas pass one time, I think they were saying. Apparently that did happen.
Anyway, I'm sure there have been times when he hasn't either.
Yeah.
I could just be yapping. But I'm sure there would be.
There would be, 100%. For the race win is crazy, but this is the thing.
Yeah.
If this had happened further down in the pack,
yeah,
no problem. Swap the positions.
yeah, whatever. But because it's for the win.
And, like, it's two drivers. It's Oscar who's hadn't won a race before.
Yeah.
It's his first race win versus a second race win.
Yes.
And a second race win when there have been multiple races in a row that you've had the chance to win and haven't for various reasons.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just another one.
Totally.
It's another one.
Totally. Like, it was two drivers where that win would have meant so much.
Yeah. For them personally. And, like, just for them, like, I honestly would have been happy to wait for Oscar's win just to have a proper...
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Lando won his race and, like, the excitement. I was so happy. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't been like that.
No.
When otherwise, it absolutely would have.
Yeah.
And it's just so sad.
I know. And, like, Oscar, obviously, on the team radio was very, like, you know, thanks so much, guys. Like, we got there, da-da-da-da. And, like, very subdued. And, of course, like, he's not the type of person that would be like, oh, my God, we're
Yeah.
But, like, you know.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
Yeah. But, like, you know, you could tell that there was obviously, like, an element of...
He had to hold it back. Like, if he'd gone and celebrated, like, and most other drivers would winning their first race, he would have looked like a prick.
Yeah.
And that's just so sad.
I know.
And, like, in that situation, it's kind of good that it was Oscar because he's not an over-the-top person by any measure of the word.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just so, like... And then Lando, in the post-race... Not in the post-race, in an interview in the media pen. It's one I sent you. And he was like, oh, you know, like, it's tough. And fair. I think everything that he said was valid. Like, he was like... It made my heart, like, stutter a little bit. I was like, oh, I feel for you so much.
Yeah.
Because to go through that, to take yourself out of the race lead for your teammate, when he's been, like, that's the thing as well, he's been fighting for so many wins. Like, McLaren, just let him have one.
I know.
So then he can stop beating himself up every day.
I know.
Obviously, I've said what I think. I'm not saying that they should have let Lando win the race, like, on that basis.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, he was saying, I just have to remind myself of all the times that Oscar has stepped aside for me.
Yeah.
I have to put myself in his shoes.
Yeah.
And, like, all of these things. I'm like, to be able to have that perspective.
Yeah.
Obviously not fresh out of the race, like, a little while later, but still fresh off the race in the media pen.
No, but have that perspective in the race. Like, that was the thing he was saying, like, that's the thought process I had to have when deciding what I was going to do.
And then the race, I think that shows maturity.
Absolutely.
And then the commentators are there saying, basically, he's a bitch if he gives the place back.
Yeah.
Like, it just... And everyone's making him the villain.
I know.
And I'm like, he should never have been in that position.
No, it was completely McLaren's fault.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Had enough.
I'm sick of it.
But yeah. But on the flip side of that, absolutely, like we
Stoked
said,
Oscar got his win.
So happy for Oscar. His mum, like, posting
Yes.
a little, like...
And she had the Oscar Piastri Eras Tour shirt. And I was like, Swiftie.
No,
Those shirts are really funny, though.
I know.
If
So
I was
cute.
a Taylor Swift fan, I would be on that.
True.
But
You are not.
we all know how I feel about Taylor Swift. The thing that I've seen since that we didn't see in the race, that I'm wondering whether you've seen, about Aston Martin,
Yeah.
they finished 10th and 11th.
Yes.
Stroll 10th, Alonso 11th.
Yeah.
They also were given team orders to swap positions. We didn't see it. So, Alonso was running 10th. Lance was running 11th. I think Lance was on fresher tyres.
Yeah.
I don't 100% know because we didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because we were watching all of that.
Yeah.
But
the drama.
Yeah. When we were watching Max take flight.
True.
But
Speaking of, I can't believe he didn't get a penalty for that, by the way.
I know. But
Wild.
Lewis also was like, oh, racing incident.
Yeah, I know. But, like, he was, I think, just being the, like, nice, bigger person. Whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, crazy. Anyway, sorry. Back to Alonso and Stroll.
So, Stroll, I think, was on fresher tyres.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, swap the positions to overtake Yuki. That was the thing. And they told Fernando, who was not super stoked with that, and they said, if he doesn't overtake Yuki, we'll swap the positions back.
Yeah.
Stroll goes on to not overtake Yuki and refuse to give the place back. For the last points position. Because this is the thing. I was like, okay, I heard about this and then I was like, oh, that's Stroll, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it was for the last points position. And I was like, you little bitch.
Literally. Wow.
He would. He so would.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm like-
giving entitled.
It's giving Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, you little
giving
rat. It's been a
son of
while
a
since you did something.
multi-billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Standard.
Also, the cool-down room.
Oh, yeah. Not Lando's finest moment. I think he was just frustrated and like misread the situation and like
Totally.
Lewis's comment,
Yeah.
giving him the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
I think like, because Lewis has made a very like
Normal comment. It's like,
and
oh
I think
God, you guys are fast or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, he's
Yeah.
like, well, you had the fastest car for
Yeah. Whoa.
Hold on.
Look, Lando was going through it.
Absolutely.
So I think I give him a free pass on that one. But it was like,
It just made the rest of the cool-down room
Yeah.
so awkward.
This is awkward.
And then, like, it was gonna get better. Like, the tension was gonna break when
Yeah.
they were showing a battle between Lewis and Max. And Lewis was
Yeah.
like, oh, like, look at this.
Yeah.
And then they didn't show the crash.
I know, and it was just
And,
awkward.
like, if they'd showed the crash then I'm sure they would have been like, oh, wow.
Whoa,
like, you know, because
yeah.
when they did show it, they were like, oh, whoa. Like, you
Yeah.
know. But they needed that to happen then.
Yeah, but
So
they were just
The
standing there
tension.
quietly.
And then Oscar's just like, ugh. But the thing is, like, after Oscar won and, like, went over to the team and everything, obviously Lando was first to his car.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need more than that. I need to see them, like, hug it out. I need to see them be okay. And literally the whole time I was, like, watching him go and get Wade, like, walk past Lando, like, Lando walk past him to other McLaren people. And I was like, no. And then it happened. And I was
Yeah. Like,
and, like, genuinely, on the podium, Lando had a big smile on his face.
yes.
That made me happy.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, did you see when they handed Oscar his trophy?
No.
So, obviously last year's Hungary podium incident
Yeah.
with Lando breaking Max's trophy,
Yes.
they handed Oscar his ceramic delicate trophy.
Breakable.
Yes. And obviously, completely different situation to Max's one. Like, that's his first one.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, stay away.
literally, he goes like this and he, like, looks at Lando and goes... Did you see it?
did
It was
it.
so funny.
I think I was like getting ready for work at the time. But
Yeah,
that's
I was like,
so
Oscar
funny.
Piastri, the man that you are. So funny. And, like, I didn't see, like, Lando's reaction. I think it cut to something else. But Oscar was
Yeah.
literally like...
Stay away.
And also Lando, when he got his trophy, he immediately handed it to someone else. He was like, no,
He's like, I
take
cannot
it.
be trusted.
And then also when he did the champagne pop, which
Yeah.
made me also, like, relieved a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But then went straight to Lewis,
I did see
which
that.
was
I like,
interesting. I wasn't
oh.
expecting that.
Yeah,
I
that
was
a
like,
little bit
champagne
bizarre.
pop, we're back. He's happy.
Yeah.
Straight to Lewis.
Just
Past
ignore
Oscar. I was like,
yeah, I was like, oh.
maybe it was because of the trophy though, because
True, maybe
he
he was just,
did
like,
the champagne
avoiding.
pop, and Oscar was like held onto his trophy when Lando did that. There's a picture of it. It's
True.
really funny. So I would love to think that it's because of that.
True. We'll
But-
think that. That's
I'll take it.
the reality.
And like Charles coming over. Did you see that? I was like,
Yes.
oh, father son.
I know. Charles, speaking of Charles and just Ferrari, a solid weekend. Solid points.
About
fourth and
damn
sixth.
time.
Yeah, I'll take it after
They've
the
been
races
overtaken
we've
in
been having
what's it fucking called?
in the constructors.
I was gonna say contenders. I was like, who? What?
I know. It was
And
gonna happen.
McLaren's only 50 points behind Red Bull
Yeah.
because they've had one car contributing to that score for the past 3 months.
Well, yeah.
Shall we get onto our awards?
I think we should. Oh, one other thing from the race. Pierre Gasly
Oh,
DNFing again.
yeah.
well,
he
after
didn't
his
start.
DNS.
Yeah.
But
A
anyway,
bit of a rough time for,
yeah, he is womping.
yeah.
Anyway,
And not his fault either. Both
No.
mechanical issues.
yes. So, our biggest winner.
Biggest
Who
winner,
is your biggest winner?
Oscar.
Yep. Oscar. First win. How it happened, obviously, sucks. But first win.
In context, context aside, in results,
Yep.
Oscar. McLaren having a 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
The full sentence.
Becoming second in the constructors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not McLaren.
Yeah.
McLaren having a 1-2 finish.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Clear that up.
Yes. So valid.
Also Ferrari.
Yeah, just having like a reasonable weekend
Yeah.
for once
Mhm.
for both drivers.
Mhm.
So I literally only had Oscar because I feel like everyone else just had a bit of a up and down.
Is that also kind of Perez in the race?
Yeah, he actually did
because
alright.
he has started really bad
Yeah.
and then failed to get points.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes.
This time he did what he should do.
Yes,
and
he
cut
worked
through
his
the
way up
field
to
and
honestly
get there.
where he should be.
Yeah.
So good job, Perez.
So yeah, he gets a W for that because that's what you should be doing, realistically.
Yeah. Biggest L. Who was your biggest L?
Lando.
I just had McLaren.
Lando.
Yeah.
George and Quali.
Yeah.
Max a little bit.
Yeah. I had Gasly, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And Danny Rick.
Oh.
He got so screwed over by RB and their strategy. I'm sorry. He was on mediums and he pitted at the same time that all the people on softs pitted right at the start.
I saw him coming into the pits. I was like, why?
Like, what was the point? What was the point of putting him on
mediums.
different tires?
Like, if you're on mediums, why are you coming in when the people on softs are coming in?
I know.
And they had Yuki on a one-stop strategy. I was like, what?
Yeah. They did not
And
slay
they
the strategy
slayed that.
game.
The one-stop on
They
Yuki.
did.
But what? Why? What?
I know. They just really screwed over Danny Rick's race, which sucked. Because,
finished,
like, for the whole weekend, the, like, Danny Rick Perez storyline was, like, cooking.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of fizzled out. at the end.
Also, another dub is Netflix.
Oh.
If they make Lando the or Oscar the villain,
Yeah, they better not.
I'm going to have words.
But honestly, they could do an entire season about this race.
Totally.
Like,
an episode on every different fucking person. All the Red Bull stuff, the McLaren stuff.
Because it was like every storyline like played out
Yeah.
in this one race.
It was crazy.
I saw a meme that was like, why does McLaren like have a podcast during this race? Because there was just so many team radios.
It was actually kind of funny when they were like, they told Lando to give the place back and he didn't respond. And they were like, radio check. And he was like, yep, loud and clear. I just chose not to respond.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was so funny. Biggest meme. What was your biggest meme?
Well, my biggest meme I've already spoken about when Oscar was saying, Red Bull will be strong, Max will be strong.
Yeah.
That, as well as a little bit him shielding his trophy from Lando. I thought that was
True.
really funny.
So funny.
Just Oscar Piastri doing Oscar Piastri things.
Totally. Mine was just the team radios. Just all of them. Max
of them.
being sassy and also just kind of
Yeah.
insane. And everything with, just so funny.
I love a meme that I've been seeing a lot recently. You know the meme where it's like, rip this person you would have loved X?
Yes.
Like, they do it with like TV characters or like stuff that they would have loved if they were alive in this day and age.
Yeah.
But sometimes with people who are alive.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about here?
No.
I've seen a lot recently, rip Kimi Räikkönen, you would have loved Oscar Piastri. Just like unbothered, straight to the point.
That's so funny.
Like, right? I'm like, I think he's alive.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
I think it was in the post-quali press conference, but Max got asked by a reporter, like, just out of the blue, do you miss Kimi Räikkönen? It was just, and Max was like,
What?
like, no, he's like living his life. And
Like, I could call him up if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's like, we had a good time racing against each other when we were both in Formula 1.
10
and
years
now
ago.
he's, like, living his life.
Not
like,
that,
but like,
still, like,
yeah, it was so left field. Anyway, that just made me think of that.
that is random.
Yeah. Oh, do you have
A fact?
a fact?
I have a few.
Oh, great, because I don't have one.
Oh, cool. Well, first of all, last time that we're now up to 7 individual race winners.
Yes.
Last time there was that many race winners was in 2012.
Wow.
Also in 2012, Spain won the Euros. And after Spain won the Euros, at the next F1 race, Mark Webber won.
Really?
Yeah. So now,
Wow.
Spain has won the Euros. The next race, Mark Webber's son has won the race. No, an Australian is the point that I'm making. Mark Webber.
Mark Webber.
Mark Webber.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, Oscar Piastri is the first driver born in the 2000s to win a race. Us 2000s kids, we're pulling up. Thank you. Oscar Piastri is doing it for the 2001 babies.
Slay. I am a 90s baby.
In her 80s Mercedes. Isn't that the lyric?
No.
I'm a 90s baby.
I literally don't even know what that song is.
Is it Mercedes? It's really embarrassing if it's not Mercedes. We may have to cut it out if it's not. It's a song. I don't know who it's by, but yeah. Anyway,
Alright, cool.
They were my facts.
They were great facts. I literally just did.
They're all very Oscar Piastri focused.
It was Lewis's 200th podium.
Yeah,
that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. It's a lot
200
of
is crazy.
yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell? It's also like Lando's like 21st or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many of those were this year? Most of them.
Yeah.
Like almost half.
So many. Silliest surprise.
McLaren strategy.
So silly.
Also kind of Perez.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he came through the field because he hasn't been doing that.
No, that's true.
I don't have really good silly surprises this week.
My silliest surprise was Danny Rick getting P1 in quali in Q1.
Yeah, slay.
That was just
That was
the
a silly
silliest
surprise.
of surprises. We're like, what?
What? Also, basically every team radio from Max was a silly surprise.
So true.
It's not on my list. I'm just adding it now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Just so many silly things happened.
Yeah.
Who was your driver of the day?
Oscar and Lando.
Fair.
Both of them. Obviously, Oscar
Both
was the
of them.
official driver of the day. I think he did well to win that.
Totally.
The Lando fans didn't. I mean, they did, but
Yeah. Nah, I also had Oscar. Like, because putting aside the kerfuffle at the end, he got ahead and stayed ahead.
yeah.
His whole, like, Achilles heel has been managing tyres.
Yeah.
And, like, just going too hard, too fast
Yeah.
on his tyres. And he absolutely nailed his tyre management.
Yeah, obviously it helps when you're out in front, but still,
Totally.
good job.
Like, he nailed it.
Yeah, he
So-
drove a really good race.
Yeah.
Lando also didn't make a single mistake. Like,
Yeah.
Oscar had a few offs.
Mhm.
He had one little toe in the gravel and
Yeah.
he also ran wide.
Yeah.
Lando had no errors.
Yeah.
So I think they both drove.
Phenomenal.
I said it earlier, like, I think they both deserve to win, which makes it just so much harder,
I know.
the whole thing.
I know. Agree.
Yeah.
What was your favourite moment?
I'll tell you my least favourite moment is when I pitted Lando before Oscar.
Yes.
Undercut your own teammate.
Yeah. Nice.
The fuck? Like, why is that ever a good idea? My best thing. I have written down just it being a McLaren 1-2.
Yeah.
Obviously, that out of context
Yeah.
is a phenomenal thing. And
Yes.
I can't fucking believe that McLaren's had a 1-2 and I'm like not happy.
I know.
What the?
I know. And that we had an Aussie win and like
I'm like not.
it's like yeah.
It's all been ruined. It's all been ruined.
Not
But-
ruined, but like
It's been ruined. It's too much. But
cast a shadow over.
a large, cold, windy shadow.
Oh, a windy shadow. That's crazy.
I was thinking of like those vibes, you know, dark, cold,
Yeah.
windy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like stormy skies.
Mm.
It's not that serious.
Setting the mood.
Yeah, I was really went into that. What is my other best thing? I'm thinking of a new one.
Did you say your best thing or did
The
you say
McLaren 1-2.
Oh, sorry.
I just was talking about a dark, windy shadow for 5 minutes.
I know, I was like, that's a bad thing.
Yeah. McLaren having clearly the best car. That's
Yes.
my best thing.
Yes.
Because yes, we got a 1-2, but also they were just a cut above the rest.
Yep.
They were so far ahead
Mhm.
at the end from Lewis and everybody else. Obviously, he was tied up with Max, but still,
Yeah.
everyone else was behind them. So,
Yeah. Agreed.
Mhm.
My favorite moment, I mean, I obviously loved just seeing all of the aggressive
Drama.
racing and the drama unfold. It was like very entertaining. But my favorite moment was hearing the Australian national anthem
yeah,
be played. It was so good. I was literally like in the bathroom, like doing my makeup, ready to go to like work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I love that. Yeah.
not that we do the hand on the heart.
No,
thing.
we don't.
We are
But
not America.
thank God.
Oh my god, it was so funny in our like house group chat. We put in like it's a crazy day for team orders between Lando and Joe Biden.
so silly. That's hilarious. Oh, God. That's really funny. Team orders. LOL. Anyway, let's not get political. Looking forward, Spa.
Spa. Yeah, one of the, like, I think 4 sort of prestigious-y type races.
Like, iconic.
Yes.
Old style.
Yes. It's a beautiful, like, track, like where it is in the forest, and has produced some amazing races. And yeah, I'm very excited. I don't even know who's gonna do well.
I have no idea.
And I think that's great.
It's exciting. Makes predictions hard. If anyone follows us on TikTok, I made 3 predictions and none of them came true.
Yeah,
so
I got one, so
we'll see what happens this week. I don't know what I'm going to predict, but
true. A McLaren 1-2 where you feel good about it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even predict a McLaren 1-2.
I know.
I would love another McLaren 1-2. Can we just without all of the issues?
Yeah.
Just a straightforward 1-2.
Just without the drama.
Yes. Obviously last year Max won. I haven't even researched that, but fairly certain it's true.
I can look it up.
Yep. Who was on the podium? Does it say?
Please hold. Max, Perez and Charles.
Very 2023 coded.
Mm.
So that tells us nothing for what's going to happen this year.
Nope. No clue. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a useless look forward, but yeah, I'm excited.
I know. Last race before the summer break.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself over the summer break.
Well, I'm going to Logan Sargent's home.
True. I know. We're going to have a couple episodes where you're...
Yeah.
Via video call.
Yeah. So we're not going to look like this.
Yeah, we're going to work that out.
But we'll figure it out. We're not going to miss it though.
No. But I'm keen. And I think if anyone needs to do well, it's Perez.
Yes, but at the same time, I also kind of hope he doesn't because I want Daniel Ricciardo to get his seat. He can do okay as long as Ricciardo does really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I hope George picks it back up again.
Yeah.
Not to the point where he's fighting the McLarens, but...
Still want him to be doing well.
Yes, back to where it should be.
I would like to see Ferrari sort themselves out. They seemed like they were getting back on the right track this weekend. So hopefully...
Well, they didn't make any bad strategy calls, and I think that is...
Progress.
Yes. For fuck knows how long. But we'll take it.
Yes.
All right.
But I guess that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you're listening to the audio version, please give us a 5-star review if you enjoyed it, or a 1-star review if you hated it.
Don't give us a 1-star review.
If you hated it, I doubt you're listening to this part of the podcast. But
yeah,
if you liked it, please give us a review because it really helps. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, please.
No, we love all your comments. They're always like so nice. I mean, sometimes they're... You only watch Drive to Survive, but a lot of the time...
I'm cooking a rant on this. I don't know when it's gonna, but...
Yeah, there will be one at some point.
Dear God.
But so many of the comments are so sweet and so lovely. So big shout outs to like everyone that comments on our videos because we love reading them and replying and
it's fun.
It's so sweet.
Yes, and it makes us feel good. So we hope that you enjoyed and we will see you next time.
Bye.